Since the start of December, there have been almost 300 wildfires in the Western Cape. Provincial government has spent close to 16 million rand for the firefighting budget. News 24 previously reported that 16 million rand had been set aside to fight wildfires in the Western Cape. Well, let's get more insights on this as we're joined by Anton Bredell, Western Cape Minister of Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning. Mr. Bredell, I appreciate your time. Now, given the initial budget of that 16 million rand for wildfire response, can you provide a breakdown of how these funds were allocated, including those expenses related to firefighting equipment, personnel, and I'd imagine aerial support?
Yes, thank you, Igor. Before the fire season, in the preparedness for the fire season, we spent 14.5 million rand in training, alien clearing, those kind of programs. This 15.5 million rand that we've spent up till now is spent on aerial support to fires. Reported outside the city of Cape Town, 837 wildfires. That's outside the city of Cape Town only, so you can actually double that figure. And aerial support was sent to 31 of those fires. 9 were major wildfires, so it extended over multi-operational areas and periods. So we've spent up to 15.5 million rand up till now, but I'm in constant negotiations with our Treasury and the Premier's office. We will keep on supporting our municipalities and protect property as far as possible.
Now, you've got about a million rand left in your budget. How do you intend to raise the balance? I mean, you obviously are talking about communication with Treasury, but it must be an arduous task having to come up with potentially double or triple what you initially had if the spate of fires is anything to go by.
Yeah, obviously we're also negotiating with our partners and also with South Africa Defence Force. If they can assist us, it will also help the budget. But our main conversation and debate is with Treasury. We do have funding put aside for emergency. Like we've dealt with COVID, there's a budget that we can tap into. And obviously, if need, we will. And Treasury understands that this is necessary if we want to keep on protecting our lives of our people and the property. And up till now, Hugo, to be honest with you, as I sit here, no fatalities. I think we're lucky on the one side, but on the other side, it's because of the pre-season work on training, sharing information, cooperation with the private sector, etc., that helped us that we can say there were no fatalities. We've lost one firefighter vehicle. And obviously then on the other side, you also sit with structural fires that we had in 9 informal settlements. And the Department of Social Development is helping those communities to get back on their feet. And then also a big fire in 30 Point Spa and Hotel. So these things will happen. The call to residents to be careful, to work with us. It's an ongoing message that we will send out to the public because most of our fires is because of human behavior. And we sit now with quite a heat wave. It's hot out there, and we just call on the public to be careful and to be aware that their behavior can cause huge damage. We've lost 10,376 hectares of veld up till now. That is actually a miracle that we haven't lost a life up till now.
You're absolutely right. It is indeed a miracle, but it must also be giving you a tremendous headache, Mr. Bredell, that 300 wildfires in the last few weeks. You've budgeted 16 million rand for a period of 12 months. It's all gone up in smoke, if excuse the pun. How do you prepare? I mean, what are your plans moving forward? Because obviously you did have a plan, and that plan has been blown to smithereens.
Well, the plan worked. We're very grateful. That's why I can sit here and tell you that there's no fatalities up till now. We believe that our integrated fire management system works. The awareness campaigns, the fire prevention campaigns, the activities with the private sector, it all helps us to be. But after every fire season, a big fire, we do go back to the drawing table and see how can we act differently next time, etc. I even had 2 nights ago a meeting with the Premier and say that we need to tap in the fire what has happened in Japan. How did they manage to get 379 people off an aeroplane while it's burning without losing a life? It's those kind of intellect that you tap into, sharing information, planning together, And we won't waste money, but Treasury do have emergency funding that they will make available on request. And I must say that our contacts with our national colleagues also bear fruit. They did send us a orange helicopter to come and help us. So it's those kind of systems that will help us to hopefully keep the budget down as far as possible. But when we talk lives and property, then we will later worry about the budget. We must first protect the citizens and their property.
Mr. Bredell, I should have probably rephrased my question, because what you've clearly done over the last few months has been incredible. The issue that I meant to address was the issue of the budget, that you had a budget of X amount, which is 16 million rand, which has been lost in the shortest space of time. But as we move on, the Western Cape Rapid Response Strategy aims to provide early and expensive aerial support. How effective has this strategy been in containing fires, particularly those classified as major wildfires, over multiple operational periods?
Well, if we look at 837 fires outside the city of Cape Town for December, we sent aerial support to 31 of those fires, and only 9 become major fires. I think it's hugely successful. The question actually we're grappling currently with is, must we not even put more money aside for aerial support and even get quicker to the fires and the sites? And it's something that we need to build on. We know that we've got 37 landing strips from where we can operate. We do have the IT system that will showcase us the high-risk areas within the province. And it's all about the rapid response, the resources we put towards that. And then also, longer term, looking at our alien clearing program. Alien clearing speaks to water security long term, but also speaks to safety of our vegetation. If we can put more money aside for alien eradication, it will also help us. But the budget, we're under huge pressure with the budget cuts. You will pick up on that as well. And going forward, those are the very difficult discussions between us, Department of Health, the Department of Social Services, the Department of Education. Where do you put your money and where do you put your resources? We don't live in an ideal world, but we will get the right balance within the Western Cape.
Mr. Bredell, as we wrap up, you talked about hundreds of thousands of hectares of veld that have been lost. How do you recover this? I mean, there's obviously a lot of vegetation that has suffered the impact of these fires. Is there a plan in place to plant trees, for instance, and other aspects to this?
Most of the land, the 10,376 hectares of fynbos biodiversity that we've lost, but most of the seasonal fires took place in the ecological correct time. So we all know fynbos needs actually to burn every 7, 8 to 10 years. And that's what's happened. So we're not too worried about the biodiversity side of it currently. We need to focus now on the budget and how do we even better our response going forward.
Fantastic. Appreciate your time. Anton Bredell, Western Cape Minister of Local Government, Environmental Affairs and Development Planning, speaking to us about the 16 million rand budget, which has been blown in 3 months due to a number of fires in the Western Cape.